Welcome to the Fall River Public Library. This is the Book of the Month Club, and my name is David Mello, Supervisor of Children's Services. And our first story is a story about a legendary, terrifying, horrifying creature. No, not this duck, but another duck of tremendous size and of great appetite, known as the Quacken. The Quacken by Justin Colon. Something strange was happening at Cucamonga Campground. Legend had it that a creature lurked in the lake. A fearsome, ferocious, frightening creature. Some said it swallowed canoes, campers, even whales, whole. But Hector didn't believe the legend. All he saw on the lake were cute, cuddly, quacking ducks. Hector was warned. Don't go near the ducks. Don't look at the ducks. Don't even think about the ducks. And whatever you do, do not feed the ducks. But the ducks looked hungry. So when nobody was looking, Hector broke the most important rule of all. Ducks flocked from near and far, dozens of ducks, oodles of ducks, ducks upon ducks. Soon, Hector was all out of food. He found one last crumb, and he tossed it into the lake. Plink! And then the wind howled, the water rippled, the ground shook, everything went dark. It was the Quacken. Its wings were so wide they blocked the sun. Its feet were so powerful they flattened latrines. Its bill was so big it swallowed an entire canoe. Actually, 2 canoes. And it was still hungry. Hector sprinted towards safety. Finally, camp was quiet. Too quiet. He watched for signs of the birds, and the bird watched back. Quack! Luckily for Hector, there was a park ranger nearby. Mister! Mister! An enormous duck is trying to eat me! Wait a minute. The wig, the bushy mustache, the big oversized glasses. Hey, you're no park ranger! Quack! Hector stumbled through the deep, dark woods until he discovered the perfect hideaway. He boarded up the windows and barricaded the doors. Nothing would be able to get in or out. Whew. Safe at last. But the telephone rang. Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Silence. Hello? No one responded. Hector shivered. Hello? Who's there? Quack! The Quacken scooped Hector up. He sniffed. He licked Hector. And then, black! It turns out, children taste terrible. And that's how Hector escaped the Quacken and lived to tell the tale. Legend has it that a giant duck lurks in the lake at Cucamonga Campground. It's fearsome, ferocious, frightening, but for some reason, it hasn't been spotted since. Quack! And that's the Quacken.
Hi, I'm Kyla Cabral, Children's Assistant here at the Fall River Public Library, and I would like to read to you a very silly adventure book. This one is called Crick, Crack, Crow by Janet Lord and illustrated by Julie Pashkins. Crow lives with his noisy family high in the treetop. As the sun comes up, he looks down and all around. There he is. Like his brothers and sisters and cousins, Crow was quite curious and loves to have fun. But most of all, Crow likes to stir up some trouble. Crick, crack, Crow, ready to go. He spreads his big wings and flaps up and away towards the nearby farm. Crow's sharp eyes catch a glint of treasure. A shiny button. Crick, crack, Crow, what do you know? He darts down and plucks off a button and takes it to his favorite hiding spot. Crows do this in real life too. They love anything that's shiny. Crow watches bright songbirds at the bird bath. He dives towards them, landing with a loud "Grok!" Crick, crack, wee! Watch them flee! Crow ruffles his wings in delight. Oh, fun! But not enough trouble. Crow hears a low meow. It's a cat coming for her breakfast. Crick, crack, swish! What's in his dish? Crow snatches a kibble and flaps out of reach. Tasty, tricky trouble. Will cat never wise up? Oh boy, he's getting into all kinds of trouble. Just then, dog rushes over to check things out. Woof! 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 She barks. Ah! Echoes Crow, snapping at the dog's tail. Crick, crack, run! The chase has now begun. Again and again, dog gets close, but Crow just knows how far is far enough. Dog gets tired of the game and slinks away. Crick, crack, bye! Time to fly. What else is happening out in the world? Rah! Crow spots a can on the road. He swoops down and pries off the lid. Peanuts! But before he can even eat one, a car speeds over the hill. Crick, crack, scoot! Honk! Honk! Toot! Crow barely escapes with all of his feathers. Whew! That trouble was too close. He flies up onto the barn, still tightly gripping the lid. From the top, Crow looks down at the steep tin roof. He steps onto the lid and pushes off the edge. Crick, crack, whoa! Slippery as snow. Crow rides his sled onto the edge of the roof and Flutter flaps to the ground. Nice ride. After all that excitement, Crow is hungry. He spots a trail of seeds leading to the barn door. Crick, crack, treats, ready to eat. He gobbles them up one by one. At the door, he wonders if there's more seeds inside. Crick, crack, snatch. Let's open the latch. Crow flaps up, picks at the lock. Claw grasps, beak pushes and pulls. The door swings open. As Crow looks around for more seeds, a sudden gust of wind slams the door shut, and the latch clicks back into place. Ooh, it's very dark in here. Crick, crack, fear. What's in here? Crow flaps his wings, trying to escape. He bashes into something. It falls with a clatter. But then Crow feels a warm waft of air from up above. Tilting his head, he spies a glimmer of light. Crow flies towards it. A broken window. He prods, he pecks, and he loses a glossy feather. He wedges his beak in between two shards of glass and gives them a twist. Crick, crack, shout! Crow is out! But that was too much trouble. Better seek adventure closer to home. Crow soars free over the forest. Below, the stream glints in the sunlight. No harm in looking for something else to eat. Crayfish, minnows, and snails. Crick, crack, splash. Little fish flash. But before Crow can make a catch, a deep shadow darkens the surface of the stream. Dangerous trouble. Ah! Crick, crack, struck. Out of luck. Caw! Caw! Crow screeches. Caw! 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 Far off, the other crows hear his cry. One by one, two by two, they race towards the sound. Caw! 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 They repeat Crow's alarm. Crow's brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins fly in from near and far. The sky fills with crows and the sound is deafening. Crick, crack, attack! Don't turn back! Crow is no longer alone. He joins in the struggle to chase the hawk away. They dive and dip and flap and swerve, swoop and plunge. Finally, with a shrill scream, the hawk takes to the winds and is gone. Then, one by one, two by two, the crows slowly leave. Crow wearily follows them. Crick, crack, rest, home in the nest. Enough trouble, at least for today. The end.
It's nice to have a best friend, but sometimes you've got to go looking for a best friend. And surprisingly, sometimes you don't have to look very far to find them. As in this story, A Best Friend for Bear by Petr Horacek. Black Bear was feeling lonely. I wish I had a friend, he thought. But where will I find one? Finding a friend is not easy. Hello, called Black Bear. Hello, said Brown Bear, sounding a bit surprised. What are you doing here? Asked Black Bear. I am looking for a new friend. answered Brown Bear. What a coincidence, said Black Bear. I am also looking for a friend. Why don't we look for a friend together? That's a good idea, agreed Brown Bear. Let's start looking. Finding a friend is not easy, said Black Bear. No, it isn't, agreed Brown Bear. But it is exciting, said Black Bear. And it is easier when there are two of us, said Brown Bear. Yes, because we can help each other, agreed Black Bear. Brown Bear and Black Bear looked everywhere, but it was difficult to find a friend. Maybe we should practice with each other, said Brown Bear. Why don't you hide and I will try to find you? Good idea, said Black Bear. Found you, said Brown Bear. Now it's my turn to hide. Ready or not, here I come, shouted Black Bear. Found you, said Black Bear. We're getting really good at this. Yes, agreed Brown Bear. Shall I hide again? Okay, said Black Bear. This time, Black Bear couldn't find Brown Bear anywhere. What if I never find him? Said Black Bear. What if I've lost him forever and ever? But then, who could that be? Boo! Oh, there you are, said Black Bear. On the branch. What a surprise. I am so glad I found you, said Brown Bear. I was getting worried that I would never find my friend, said Black Bear happily. Isn't it amazing how you can find a friend when you least expect it, said Brown Bear. On a branch, you mean? Asked Black Bear. And they both laughed. And so it looks like each of them, Brown Bear and Black Bear, found a friend after all. And that's a best friend for bear.
For our next story, you can find it here in the feeling section of the children's room. Have you ever told a little fib and then it makes you really, really worried and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger? Well, this little boy named Finn told a little fib. It's called Finn's Little Fibs by Tom Percival. Finn was buzzing with excitement. He was spending a few days at Grandma's house with his sister Simone. Finn loved staying there. Grandma always brought them treats. She took them to eat picnics at the beach, and she let Finn stay up a whole half hour later than usual. It was so fun. Grandma's house was filled with all sorts of wonderful, beautiful but very fragile things. Finn was usually extremely careful in Grandma's house, but today he was a bit overexcited. He bounced his ball higher and higher and higher until, you guessed it, crash! Finn stared at the broken clock in horror. He tried his best to fix it, but it didn't really work. Then Grandma walked in. She looked at the mess. She looked at Finn. His tummy twisted, his mind raced, and that was when it happened. Finn told a fib. Simone broke the clock, he said. I was trying to fix it. It wasn't a big fib. It could have easily happened, but as soon as he said it, pop! A strange little blob appeared. Grandma didn't notice the blob, but she did ask how Simone had reached the clock. Finn panicked, and he told another fib. And then immediately, a second blob appeared. Pop! Grandma didn't notice this one either, but she did look really sad about her clock. And it made Finn feel funny inside. The next day, Mom and Dad called. After they'd spoken with Grandma, they asked Finn about the clock. And somehow, another fib slipped out, and a third blob appeared. Now that he started fibbing, it felt impossible to stop. All weekend long, the fibs about the clock piled up around him. Pop, 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 pop. Finn couldn't snuggle on the sofa because all the fibs had got in the way. He didn't want to play with Simone because the fibs made him sad. And he couldn't eat his picnic lunch because the fibs made his tummy feel strange. Oh, Finn just felt awful. If only he never told that first fib. But he had, and it was too late to change that now. Or was it? There was one thing he could do. He could tell the truth. Finn's face grew hot. What if Grandma got angry? But he knew what he had to do. It was me, Finn said suddenly, the words tripping over themselves. I broke the clock. I'm really sorry that I blamed Simone. Finn heard a soft, quiet whoosh. One by one, the whole crowd of fibs vanished. Finn felt so much lighter. Don't worry, Finn, said Grandma. We all make mistakes sometimes. Thank you for telling the truth. After that, everything was back to normal. In fact, it was better than normal. It was the best trip ever. From that day on, Finn decided that he would always try to tell the truth. And if by mistake a fib ever did pop out, as they sometimes do, he then told the truth right away. The end.
I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed the stories. And if you did, we have plenty more like them here in the children's room at the Fall River Public Library. I hope to see you all here.